Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Marina Puzenik. I'm head of talents at Qubit Labs. Uh, I think you've heard already about Qubit Labs. We specialize in building remote dedicated teams and providing out staff services for different IT companies. And today I'm excited to discuss hiring in Romania with my colleague, Olha Bereza. I'm going to ask her around 10 questions, and we hope to cover everything that you want to hear about hiring in Romania. Hi, Olga. How are you today?
Hi, great. Thanks. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for joining. So please tell us a bit about yourself, your experience with hiring tech talents in Romania.
Okay, sure. My name is Olha Bereza. I'm a technical recruiter at Qubit Labs, a company specializing in remote IT staff recommendation, dedicated teams, and headhunting. With nearly 6 years already of experience in recruitment, I have been sourcing and hiring across different regions, um, Latin, Africa, and Europe. For the past 2 years, I have been actively working with the Romanian IT market, and roles of middle, senior, lead levels. Also, we have a great expertise in gaming industry, also within Romanian market.
Okay, super, thank you. So you should have enough expertise. Please tell us, compared to Western Europe or the United States, what are the differences of the Romanian IT market? What are some of the advantages of hiring in that region?
Oh, okay. So Romania has a strong talent pool with over 200,000 IT specialists and more than 8,000 IT companies, according to the recent data. And hiring in Romania offers lower salary expectations compared to the USA, Australia, Western Europe, but at the same time, Romanian developers, they are highly proficient in English. Also, I would like to add that country has a well-developed IT infrastructure with major companies like Oracle, Bitdefender, Adobe, Microsoft Romania, Playtika. So they provide mentorship programs, internships, and as a result, prepare strong candidates. And lastly, speaking about time zone, I believe it's ideal for the West European companies as well as North America because Romanian developers are experienced in adapting to the North American time zone, thankfully to Romanian IT outsource companies serving predominantly the US market.
Okay, cool. And which IT industries do most developers work in? And what is the most popular tech stacks, if you can say so?
Yes. Romania's IT industry is diverse, with developers working across different sectors. Companies like Bitdefender and CyberGhost lead the cyber security sector. For example, Bitdefender offers advanced antiviruses and endpoint security solutions. The automotive IT and embedded systems sector is also significant, with companies like Continental or Valio working on innovations like driver assistance systems and infotainment solutions. Um, Also, I would like to mention telecommunication. Orange Romania company is actively involved in implementing 5G technologies and Internet of Things solutions. The other sectors which are pretty widespread are e-commerce, fintech, AI, and machine learning. And speaking about common tech stack, I would say it's Java, JavaScript, and its frameworks libraries like React.js, Angular, Vue, Python, and .NET.
Hmm. Okay, great. And speaking of diversity, I just wonder what percentage of Romanian software developers are women? Do you
Hmm.
know that?
Yeah, there is some data on this subject. So in Romania, women make up about 26% of specialists.
Not bad.
Yeah, this figure is considerably higher than the overall European Union average, where men dominate the field at
Oh, yeah.
around 8.6%. Yeah, and this data is according, if I'm not mistaken, from Eurostat. So
Uh-huh.
everyone can check it. And this success is partly due to initiatives by educational institutions, of course, and some IT companies. For example, the Girls Who Code program at the University of Bucharest offer different workshops specifically for women. And companies like Microsoft Romania and Bitdefender, who we already mentioned, also provide mentorship programs and scholarships to encourage women in tech.
Mm-hmm. Super, super great. And can you tell us uh, what the most common stereotypes that international companies have about Romanian developers are, and how would you address them?
Um, so uh, international companies often have several stereotypes about Romanian developers. One common belief is that Romanian developers are usually suitable for low-level outsourcing tasks. However, it's outdated. Today, Romanian developers are engaged in developing innovative, complex projects, as seen with companies like Bitdefender, UiPath. UiPath is a Romanian leader in robotic process automation, and they even achieved unicorn status. Um, Another stereotype is that there is a lack of communication, poor English skills among Romanian developers. In reality, many are highly proficient in English, and according to EF English Proficiency Index, they are ranking 15th globally. And
Uh-huh.
this like position, yes, in this global table is just like, rising because they used to be 18s and today they are 15s. And also, I would say that sometimes Romanian developers are pretty proficient in other European languages such as Italian, Spanish, French, or
Hmm.
German. So
Impressive.
no problems with foreign languages. And lastly, I would add that there is a perception that the work culture in Romania is overly hierarchical. While this might be partially true for, like traditional sectors like heavy industry or banking sectors, for the rest, for most IT tech companies, especially startups, um, they have more collaborative, flat organizational structure than hierarchical one.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Thank you. And can you tell us which IT professions are the most in demand when Western companies are seeking technical specialists in Romania?
Um, so when Western companies look for tech talent in Romania, they often focus on software developers, of course,
Mm-hmm.
especially those with skills in Java, JavaScript frameworks, again, React.js, AngularJS, Vue, Python, and some frameworks of PHP like Magenta, Symfony, Laravel. Data scientists and AI specialists, they are also in high demand because there is a big push toward data-driven decision making. Another key area is embedded systems specialists, given Romania's strong presence in the automotive and Internet of Things sectors. And also speaking about the gaming industry, there is an increasing need for game designers and
Mm-hmm.
developers.
Uh-huh. Interesting. And how long does it usually take to fill a position? And what are the most common challenges you face during the hiring process in Romania? Of course, hiring Romanian developers, I mean.
Mhm. So, filling a position in Romania can take from a few weeks to several months, depending on the role's complexity and specific skills required. For example, finding JavaScript developer with React.js or Angular skills is generally quicker because there is a large pool of professionals experienced with this library and framework. In contrast, hiring a developer with expertise in newer technologies or frameworks like Svelte.js or Elixir and its framework Phoenix is much more challenging and time consuming since fewer candidates have experience and are pretty skilled in these technologies. Another challenge, I would say, in the hiring process, yes, is ensuring a good cultural fit. So companies often conduct several interview rounds to assess both technical proficiency and cultural compatibility, which can prolong the decision-making process. Additionally, the competitive job market is making the attraction and retaining of the top specialists more difficult. Especially this is true for AI specialists and data science talents who are in high demand worldwide. And lastly, notice period, which can affect the hiring timeline. And of course, in each country, it differs. And in Romania, it heavily depends on what type of employment you prefer. For example, for those specialists who have employment contract, the notice period can range from 20 working days to 45 working days, depending on the role. I mean, team leads, C-level specialists, they have longer notice period than like regular developers or non-technical specialists. Um, for those on B2B contracts, the notice period is usually defined in the contract and can
Mhm.
range from 30 to 60 days,
Mhm.
which adds another layer to consider when making plans for hiring.
Mhm. Yeah, it's always better to plan in advance.
Yes.
Okay, super, thank you. And let's speak about the numbers.
Mhm.
Can you compare salaries in Romania? salary expectations of developers in Romania or other countries in Europe or even globally?
Mm, okay, so in Romania, software developers' salaries are lower than in the USA, Australia, or Western Europe, but competitive within Eastern, even Central Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, for example, a senior software developer in Romania earns around $72,000 roughly annually, compared to 132,000 to 162,000 in the USA. However, the quality of work remains high because there is a lower cost of living and lower taxes in Eastern Europe. But it's also important to mentions that Romanian developers generally earn more than those in Ukraine, Georgia, or Bulgaria. And recently, the pay for front-end and back-end developers in Romania has become comparable with those we can find in Poland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. Thank you. And what is important to know, if you want to hire in Romania, you have to make your offer competitive. So there is a question, what social benefits are typically offered to software developers in Romania?
So in Romania, software developers typically receive a range of social benefits, again, depending on the type of employment contract. So those with a standard employment contract often get like private health insurance, paid training, workshops, webinars, like even paid certification, holiday cultural vouchers, some other, like extra benefits which can attract, yes, especially top specialists. And also there are like about 15 public holidays, which are also included in the final offer for those who have employment contract. On the other hand, developers on B2B contract don't receive these benefits. Instead, they quote a total salary amount which covers all their expenses.
Mm-hmm.
So while the gross salaries, yes, might appear higher when you are communicating with them B2B contractor. Yes, you can expect that those contractors will not have like those benefits I mentioned previously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Understood. Okay, makes sense.
Mhm.
And okay, what do they prefer? Maybe you have such statistics. Working remote or on site? Working late or early hours?
Yes, definitely. So Romanian IT specialists prefer remote work because it allows them to manage their schedules and to balance like professional and personal commitments. Speaking about working late or early, so some developers start early to sync with international clients, like for example from Australia, yes. While others work late to match their productivity, peaks or meet deadlines, or just working for the US market. And that's why, they get used to working late and they are like more into night shifts.
Mhm.
Um, in tech hubs like Bucharest and Cluj-Napoca, on-site roles are still in common, especially for positions that require close collaboration, like project management, HR, team leadership, like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, understood. I think we've almost covered everything. Maybe there is anything else you would like to add about the hiring process for software developers in Romania?
Yes, there is something I would like to add at the end of our call. So I would say that there is an interesting aspect about Romanian developers. They often have a broad range of expertise. Unlike some regions where developers might focus narrowly on one specific technology or one specific framework of the technology, such as Django developers or React.js developers in Ukraine or Georgia. Um,
Mhm.
in contrast, many Romanian developers are proficient in multiple technologies and frameworks. So you can find easily a software developer who is proficient in both Java and Python, or who like .NET and like PHP. And Java developers, for example, often work with several frameworks, like not only one Angular, but Angular, Vue.js, or even Svelte. And another key point I would recommend for those who decide to enter the Romanian market of candidates is to decide on a type of cooperation at the very beginning, as there is a big difference between employment and rates. I mean, B2B rates are different from those who are under standard employment contract. And also Romanian contractors, they prefer providing their expectations in daily rates rather than hourly rates or monthly rates, yes, as it's common in some countries. So being clear on these details can make negotiations smoother and successful.
Okay, or you can contact Qubit Labs and
Yes.
we will fix it for you. We will decide on the contract type. We will sign this contract, agree on public holidays, vacations, and so on. And you will not have to deal with all these complicated topics. Okay, Olha, thank you so much. I hope that it was useful for everyone who was watching us today and hope to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.